more than 80% of language teachers, language coaches fail, but not because they're bad teachers, bad at what they do, but it's because they're not good at business. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the 5 steps you need to have and you need to take action on today to become good at business. Don't worry, it's not complicated. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. And if you don't know me, if you're new to the channel, my name is Luke, and for the past 6 years, I've built a language coaching business. I was 20 years old when I started. I didn't know what to teach, I didn't know how to teach, and I was not good at marketing, but I figured out how to do it. And now I'm able to have a profitable language business, and I'm currently out of the daily operations that allows me to spend more time with my family, travel the world, learn languages, and make those videos for you. So let's dive in. What is the first thing you need to do when you start or when you want to become a language teacher? Well, this is what I see a lot of people doing wrong. A lot of people, they just jump on platforms, they talk to their friends, they just start to help everyone. They're like, hey, I teach for 20 euros an hour, 15 euros an hour, 10 euros an hour, whatever. And they just like spread the word on Instagram stories or on WhatsApp, or they talk about it to their friends, they sign up on random platforms. This is not what you have to do. I have my computer here as well because I took notes. And the first thing you have to do is to find a niche and position yourself as an expert. What I mean by this is that, think about it. The market is crowded, right? There's a lot of people that are teachers, language teachers, right? So the idea is that you want to differentiate yourself within this crowded market. And how do you do this? Well, is by positioning yourself as the expert. Let me give you an example for fitness, for example. Who do you think is gonna get more clients? First client, first coach, sorry, is helping people to lose weight. All right? This is the first coach. He's helping people to lose weight. This is what he says. The second coach, he's helping dads let's say dads that have kids. So dads, he's talking to dads that are between 30 and 45 years old, and he's helping them to lose weight. Who do you think is gonna get more clients, like men between 30 and 45 years old? Well, I would tell you the second coach. Why? Because he's differentiating himself as the positioning, right? And this is very important to do because when you do this, you talk to only, obviously, and this is why, side note here, a little side note, a lot of people are like, oh, but I'm afraid maybe I'm gonna lose some students, lose some clients. Well, obviously you're gonna lose a lot of people, but you're gonna become the only solution for those people. Like those dads that are struggling are gonna love you because you can talk about their problems, right? You can talk about how hard it is. Like imagine this, you're gonna talk about, hey, when your kid, when you have your kid at home and you wanna play with him, you have to hit the gym. You can play, I mean, just an example, but you talk to them. It's the exact same thing I'm doing here on this amazing YouTube channel. I'm not giving general business advice. I'm talking to language teachers and language coaches. Why? Because first off, this is what you have to define as well when you choose your niche. You have to define a good niche that makes sense, right? So in my case, I decide to help language teachers, language coaches because I've been a language teacher, language coach myself. And I have a language school for 6 years now, which makes sense because I know all the pitfalls, I know everything about it, right? And so this is the first thing that you have to do. Like you have to find a niche that makes sense. For example, if you're 18 years old and you want to help mothers that have 2 kids, well, cool, good idea, but maybe you don't resonate with them and it don't resonate with you because you're not the ideal let's say, guy that they have in their mind. They would maybe love to talk to a woman that also has two kids, and she has a story to tell. Like, hey, let's say her name is Emma. Like, hey, I'm Emma. I struggled my whole life because I had two kids and I couldn't lose weight. But then I found out X, Y, Z, and this is where it all makes sense. It clicks and they resonate with her, right? So you have to find a niche that makes sense for you and it is aligned with what you do, right? More about this later. I'm just gonna give you another example here. So this is the first thing you have to do, and obviously the second one is where there is a market, right? Where there is a market. On my side, I decided to help entrepreneurs and professionals to learn English on the French market. If I would have done this on the Dutch market or the Swedish market, it wouldn't have worked. Why? Because they speak English already. They have a very good English, as you know. Maybe you're from there if you're watching. Like, you know that Dutch people, Norwegians, Finnish, I think we say it like this, Finnish? Yeah. Finland, Norway, Denmark, the Netherlands, they have a very good English. So I'm not gonna target them. It wouldn't make any sense. I wouldn't make any money. Well, maybe a bit, but you get the idea, right? So this is the second thing you have to do, right? You have to find a market that makes sense. So what you can do right now is to think about it. Like, what are your strengths? What makes sense for you, and when is there a market, right? For example, I've helped an Italian teacher back then, and in the beginning, he was literally just helping everybody to learn Italian, right? And I told him, well, man, you know, there's a very small market, and obviously, you're not gonna make 10 millions a month with this, but if you want to travel the world, if you want to learn languages, well, just getting paid, shooting content, doing what you love, well, you can definitely move towards that road. And what he did is he started to help people, professionals in the car industry, right? Because as you know, like Ferrari, Lamborghini, you also have Bugatti. You have a lot of the companies. I don't know why I didn't have the word. You have a lot of companies that are Italian, and you need to speak a bit of Italian, right? And he could target those people that work in Italy, in those companies that struggle with Italians because they cannot fit. They don't really feel connected to the company. They cannot talk with their colleagues, and he could talk about this. And obviously, it was very successful, right? Again, he didn't make millions, but he was able to just make a living out of it, right? Because he chose the right markets according to his strength, right? This is very important. Again, there's a lot of examples with niche, right? You can, again, there's a lot of niches. Like, for example, you could help you could help footballers, like football professionals, football players that live in, let's say, the Netherlands, and you help them you help those football players to learn Dutch, or you help people in Spain, football players in Spain, to learn Spanish. You can. There is so many possibilities. Like, you can help German kids that went to, like, you can target German families that went to Saudi Arabia or the Middle East to learn Arabic, and you target the parents, right? Again, you have to find out. For this, you have ChatGPT as well. Like, hey, how many, like, you can literally ask this, how many German families moved to XYZ country? Like, for example, I'm gonna do this now. Like, what is the most common country where German families move as expats? Give me the most common country, or like the top 3. So, and then you explore. You're like, all right, maybe this is where they go. Switzerland, Austria, Spain. Boom, here we go. So Switzerland, they speak German. Austria, they speak German. And third is Spain. So you might then ask, all right, got it, but how many people does it represent, like, within a year? How many German do move to Spain? like as families? Give me like a rough number, please, per year. 8,000. That's a lot. Like imagine you just get 1% of all those German people. 1%. You can get in touch with maybe the German embassy or whatever in Spain. Even if you get 1% of those 9,000, some sources suggest up to 50,000 Germans. Oh, it's even more. Total number, blah, blah, blah. Imagine 50,000. You get 1%. This is 1% is 50 people. No, is 1%. Yeah, 1% is 500 students. Even if you get only, like you only help those people, you have 500 students, then you can make language trips in Spain with German people. You can even have a partnership with the embassy. This is crazy. Just by choosing one audience, one niche, there is so many audiences. And do you see the difference between like I'm the German teacher that helps everyone and like I'm gonna help families that are expats, like German families, no, the kids of the German families that are expats in Spain, and you just talk to them. How amazing is this? Maybe not the kids, but you get the idea, right? You can choose, and then you just find out like, hey, so on my side, I picked French entrepreneurs that are struggling with English because it was a big pain. It resonated with me because I always love business. As you can see, I love talking about business. So I resonated with them. I understood the psychology behind it. And also because there was a big market. A lot of French speakers struggle with English. And back then, my native language is French, if you didn't notice. I guess you did. And yeah, I struggled with English my whole life. So I couldn't speak English. So I was that guy that wanted to build businesses, that couldn't speak English, that, this is the story of my life. So I resonated with those people. I still resonate with them because I still run this business up to this day, right? So this is just amazing, all right? And yeah, you can do this with like so many things. Like you can do this with businesses as well. You can just target businesses, like companies. You can just help companies. And one company, like let's say you help, again, back to the Italian example. You help professionals that work in the car industry, right? That are expats or not, maybe remote, whatever. Well, you have two choices. You can either target B2C or B2B, meaning you target the professional or you target the company, right? You can target the company and you help companies. Well, this is going to be a different marketing. What you can help the companies and the companies pay you. And I have those deals within my company. We have a couple of companies, not a lot to be honest, because I'm more focused on B2C, but we have a couple of companies that literally send us students every year because we have a deal with the company and they send us professionals and the company pays for it. So I have the contact and I sell to the company, right? So really important, right? I really hope that you understand the importance of having a niche and positioning yourself as the expert. Again, who do you go when you have a problem with your teeth? Do you go to the doctor or to the dentist? You go to the dentist. You're not gonna call your doctor, hey, you have a problem with my teeth. What is he gonna say? Oh, go to the dentist. It's obvious, but a lot of you guys are just general teachers. And it doesn't work because people don't want to go to they don't want to go to the doctor. They just want to go to the specialist. When you have a problem with your eyes, you don't go to the doctor. When you have a problem with your heart, you go to the cardiologist. When you have a problem with XYZ, you go to the specialist. You don't go to your general doctor, all right? Hope it makes sense. Now, second point, right? Because we talked a lot about the first point, about the niche, but it was very important. The second thing you have to do when you want to build a profitable language coaching business is leads, right? This is the second point, leads. For a lot of time, I didn't have leads. Leads is basically a fancy word to say, well, people. Let's frame it like this. It makes more sense. Well, not exactly, but you get the idea. Leads are people that are interested in your offer. So you have views, you have So you get a lot of views, but leads is like generally speaking is you have a page and it's someone that opts in, that puts his email and his phone number maybe or his name, right? So let's say you give a free vocabulary book, whatever, and I'm gonna put my email on this page. Well, you get one lead. Good, congrats. If you have more people putting their name on it, well, you have 2 leads, 3 leads. You get the idea. Now, it's crazy to think about this, but I remember that back in 2020, 2021, I maybe had like literally no jokes, maybe like 2-3 leads a week. Now, I know it's crazy, maybe I'm gonna show it here. I'm literally having between 1,500 to 2,000 leads a week. Yes, a week, which is roughly 200, 300 leads a day. Can you imagine? It means like that between 200 and 300 people put their emails on something I have to offer. So they're interested. Obviously, not all of them buy, but you get the idea. So how do you get leads? Well, you have a couple of options. Obviously, you have, but I'm gonna give you 2 options, right? And it sounds very obvious when you say it like this, and it worked for me, so it can work. So it could work for you. The first thing is cold outreach. This is what I call cold outreach, right? What is it? Well, it sounds like it is. It's cold outreach. So you basically outreach. You reach out to people and you send them either a DM or you call them. This is what I did to get my first student. I don't know if can you maybe get my phone, please, bro? It's in the room. It's charging. I just wanted to show them something. It's very important. Just ask my filmmaker to get my phone. It's very cool. Just like crazy. I'm just like recording a video. I'm so sorry, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, bro. So I just wanted to show you that to get my first student, it was in 2020. I got my first student. I remember it was crazy. I'm gonna show you here. I don't know if I can show it to the camera. Thomas, his name was Thomas. Well, his name is still Thomas, by the way. As you can see here, I don't know if you can zoom maybe. This was my first student in September 2020. He sent me 100 euros, right? And I don't know if can we see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, awesome. So 100 euros. Well, now I've made months at more than 100,000 euros a month. But this 100 euros, like how did I know Thomas? I didn't know him. This guy is like a total stranger to me. It was a total stranger to me. How did I get in touch with him? Well, I had an Instagram page with like less than 100 followers and I send DMs. It's simple as that. You just send DMs to people. So you have a couple of things to do here. It's either you send them a cold DM or you just post stories and you just talk. Like literally, you just do what I do. You just talk about your craft. Like, hey, guys, this is how you should learn Spanish. This is what I think. Here's the first thing, the second thing, the third thing. You post a story. You're gonna have maybe 10 people watching the story, maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 12. Doesn't matter. I had like 20 people, not even 20 people watching my stories when I started. You have to start somewhere. You start posting stories. You can also post. Now we have like so many tools to post like very easily. And you just contact all the people that follow you. All the people that follow you, that watch your story, you DM them. Or the third, more aggressive option, you can go to other accounts. For example, if you teach Spanish, you can go to other accounts that teach Spanish and you go in the followers or in the comments of those posts and then you just follow them and you send them DMs. That's it. And then the DM would be like, hey, I saw you just saw my story. What is your project? Like, are you learning Spanish? What's up with this? So you're literally gonna say this in the DM and then you just have a conversation. You can send voice messages. You can keep going, and if he doesn't answer, you just follow up. Well, there's a lot. I can talk about this like for, I think 20 minutes, but I don't want the video to be like 5 hours. But yeah, usually in the DMs, you send DMs. If they answer to your story, you just post. Don't worry, like do it like me. I prepare my topic. I have my topic and I just talk to you. This is very spontaneous because I know my topic, right? So just go ahead and prepare your topic. Here I have written like 5 steps to build a language business. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. I have my things here and I just talk to you. That's it. Very easy, right? So then you send them DMs. Hey, what's your story? I saw you saw my story. I saw you, you followed me. Welcome to my account. How can I help you? Then you just talk to them. And then comes the third part, which is sales. But before we dive into this, I just wanted to mention the second thing you can do is that you're gonna get your first students doing this by sending DMs and having people watching your story, or it's only on Instagram, but you can use Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, it doesn't matter, you can choose. And then once you're done with this, when you send them DMs, well, the idea is not to sell them something. This is what people get wrong. You're not gonna sell them something. What you're gonna offer is a free call without any commitment, any strings attached whatsoever, just like a free call to make sure and to check if and how you can help them. So it's literally, yeah, it literally sounds like this. It's like, hey, what's up? I'm just gonna give an example of a conversation. It's going to be, hey, I just saw that you watched my story. What's up? Are you learning Spanish? Or tell me more about it. Then he opens up. Obviously, you're not gonna have like, if you send 100 DMs, you may be gonna have like 10% people answering. Just be okay with the fact that 90% of people are not gonna answer. That's totally okay. You can follow up with them. I remember I once was speaking at a conference in Paris, and it was funny because after there was like this sort of like networking event, and I remember that almost like 50% of the room, no jokes, I sent them DMs. It means like you gotta send a lot of DMs. Like I sent more than 4, like no, I really think. Then I had people sending DMs with me. This is how you scale this thing. Like you literally have more people in your accounts. So if you send 100 DMs a day and you have 2 people in your team, well, this is how you can send 300 DMs a day and you have more volume, and volume beats everything, right? This is how I was able to literally make my first 10K a month. It's by just doing this. I know this sounds crazy, but by just sending DMs to people that were in my competition, so on accounts that were teaching English, people were watching my stories, and my followers. By doing those 3 things, I guarantee you're gonna find your first or 2 students. This is crazy, right? And again, so the conversation would look like this, right? Like, hey, just saw you saw my story, blah, blah, then tell me more about it. He's not gonna answer, it's fine. If he answers, cool. Then you keep the conversation, right? And you tell him, okay, cool, what are you struggling with? Why do you want to learn Spanish? He's gonna tell you, all right? He's gonna tell you why he wants to learn Spanish. I'm taking Spanish for the example. I don't know why, by the way, but here we go. Then he tells you, like, okay, cool, sounds cool, man. Then you maybe make sure to qualify him a little bit. If he has a, no judgment here, but if he has a profile picture with a cat, you maybe don't know how old he is, what he does. Maybe he doesn't have it in his bio. So maybe ask him a couple of questions like, hey, like, what is your job? Or maybe just ask him, tell me more about your Spanish. Why do you want to learn Spanish? And maybe by doing this, he's gonna open up and say, oh, it's actually for my job because blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, because I'm planning to move there, or I bought a villa there. You're like, okay, this guy might be qualified for a program, right? So then don't pitch, don't sell, don't do anything, right? Just answer his questions and listen. Just ask questions. Don't start to brag or whatsoever. Just natural conversation. And then what you do is, all right, when you think he's qualified, right? When you think he's qualified, you can help him. You just ask him, hey, cool. Well, in that case, I think I can help you. So what I suggest is that we just jump on a quick call. It's totally free, no commitment, no strings attached. And in this call, I'm gonna check, I'm gonna analyze your level, your goals more in depth, and then I will just see if and how I can help you. If I can help you, well, you get the idea. If I can help you, then awesome, we can work together. Worst case, you just get a lot of advices, right? You can do this by voice message or a message. And then you send this, and then he's gonna say, yeah, cool, of course. Then, okay, you ask, hey, are you free? And the mistake here I see a lot by sending DMs is that a lot of people are usually, and don't overcomplicate it, but a lot of people just say, hey, when are you free? No, this is a big mistake. Always say, are you free tomorrow at 5 or at 6:30? What do you prefer? And then he's gonna pick one, right? And if he doesn't pick one, then he's gonna say, oh no, I'm not free. Then in that case, oh, when are you free? But it's always better to say, hey, are you free at 5 or 6? Because it's easier to understand. If you ask, when are you free? He has to think about it. I know it sounds ridiculous and obvious, but it's true. And a lot of people make this mistake. Like, hey, we are free at, or are you free at 5, 7, or 6? Why did I say 5, 7, 6? Whatever. 5, 6, or 7. And he's like, yeah, 6. All right, cool. Awesome. In that case, I'll send you a link, confirmed. I'll just send you a confirmation by email. Or by the way, no, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot this part. Is what is your email and what is your phone number so that they can like confirm your booking. Then he sends you phone number plus email. You confirm the booking. Then on my side, but you don't need to do this yet. I have a lot of like, once I book, so I booked the call, and now I have a lot of automations going on that make sure that he shows up to the call. Reminders that I warm him up before, or warm her up before the call, because what I do is all the whole sequence, like when I book the call is, but I'm not gonna go too much into depth about this because it's gonna be a lot and I don't want to overcomplicate it neither. But what I usually have is, so once he books, I have a video that he's gonna watch about like 20-25 minutes that talks about the program, that destroys all his like doubts that he might have about the program, and that I'm the only person, that I'm the person that, like, it's a no-brainer for him. By the end of this video, he realizes that I'm the person that he has to follow if he wants to achieve his goals, right? So this is the second thing about like DMs. This is how you get, this is how you, what you should do. You book the call, right? And then we're gonna talk about it later, but then when this works and you get cash flow, because the idea is to sell, then you have money and you can invest into ads. And this is where my business literally exploded, is when I started to run ads. I don't know why, I was so, how to say, scared to run ads. But ads is amazing. Ads is like organic content. It's literally the same, but you just pay and you tell the algorithm to target those people. So back to the niche thing, you can literally tell Facebook, hey, I want you to target German expats that live in Mexico. I want you to target French people that struggle with English, that have tried everything. Well, you get the idea. It's more complicated than this, but again, I'm trying to make it simple for you to understand. So this is what you do. So once you have the cash, you invest in ads. And my biggest regret is to not have started ads before. Like, seriously, no jokes. This is one of my biggest regrets in my life, is to have started ads way too late, right? I was just like too scared of run ads. I don't know why I didn't do it before. So my advice is run ads as soon as you have some cash on the side. This is not financial advice whatsoever, but as soon as you have some cash, invest in ads. It's just like more people see you, right? There's more volume, more people see you. So those are the two things you can do. If you have the cash flow, go for ads straight away, de una vez, as we say in Spanish. And if not, just start with sending DMs to people that watch your story, that follow you, and that are in on an account, like following an account that teaches the same language that you teach. All right, this is very easy. And obviously, you can also, well, what I would recommend is like literally saying this to maybe 10 of your friends. You literally say, hey, I just started this new business. If you know someone, or who do you know, this is even better advice, like who do you know who struggle with XYZ? I'd love to help them. It's for free, first class is for free. And then here you go. And this is how you can get your first students. Like literally, it's just crazy. Just tell all your friends, 10 of your friends, your whole family, hey, I just started this business. Who do you know who struggle with this XYZ language? And then You wait for the answer, you tell the first classes for free, you teach them, you give absolutely everything on this class, and then you close them. Third thing is about sales, all right? Sales is one of my favorite topic. I love sales. I used to hate it, but now I love it. So once you get your niche, you get leads, right? So you get your niche, you're committed to your niche. Let's say, let's bring it back here. I'm gonna take, so let's say we teach Spanish to German expats, all right, that live in Spain or South America. This is actually, and by the way, I said it was like 50,000 people, but it's actually more because you also have South America. Germans maybe move to Mexico, to Colombia, well, you get the idea, right? German expats, all right? I'm gonna help German expats. This is my first thing, is what it said to do. Then I'm gonna start by creating an Instagram account, LinkedIn. Just choose one. Don't start YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so on and so forth. I did it. Don't do it, please. Just one. I started with Instagram. You can choose LinkedIn. Choose Facebook if you prefer Facebook. You have a lot of Facebook groups as well. So just choose one. Then you're just gonna send them DMs, as I said before, right? You send them DMs. If they see your story, hey, I just saw my story, man. What's up? You learning Spanish? And then you book a call, as I said before, in the example of the DM script. And then, so when you book a call, what do? Well, this is the cool part, is that I'm just gonna take my sales script here to give you a couple of examples. So the first thing to do, and the biggest mistake, is to say, hey, glad to have you here, man. I'm just gonna talk about my program. So basically my program is this and this and this and this and this and this. And this is, it doesn't work, right? It doesn't really work. So you are going to, first you're just gonna, well, I'm not gonna go too much in details here, but first you're gonna make sure that you don't talk a lot. You need to listen, right? You need to listen. Hey, I'm gonna give you a couple of examples here. You're gonna say, hey, what's holding you back with your Spanish today? For how long have you been learning Spanish? What did you try? Why it didn't work? What are you doing right now to learn Spanish? What is your level from 1 to 10? How do you feel when you speak Spanish? What are your goals with your Spanish? Why is it important to you? How would you feel when you speak Spanish? Imagine you speak Spanish in Spain. How would you feel, right? And then you listen and you take notes, you take notes, you take notes, and you take notes, and you take notes. And you keep going, right? You keep going, you take notes, and then, all right, you have a lot of information. Boom, you know exactly what's holding him back to learn Spanish, what's blocking him, what are his goals. And now, all right, well, from what I can see, man, I can help you. So let me walk you through my program. And here you might be like, oh, but I don't have a program. Yes, you don't have a program. So this is the perfect moment to introduce you to the offer. You have to have an offer. I didn't want to talk too much about the offer in this video, but basically what you have to do is that instead of having one class, well, you know what? We're gonna go a bit more in depth about the offer. I think it's a good thing. So you book a call, and then, well, not then, it should be actually before, but, well, yeah, it should actually be before, the offer. It should actually be before. But the offer is actually very, very simple, but a lot of people make it very complicated. What you have to do what you have to have in your offer is, first, you have to have like a time frame, right? So it should be, for example, 12 weeks, 3 months. This is what I have. I have a 3-month program, right? 3-month program. Then obviously you have to have a price. And here, the amazing thing is that because it's a 3-month program, you can charge a higher price. You don't have to sell. One session is 10 euros, 25 euros, 50 euros, whatever. No, you sell a program. You sell a transformation, right? This is what you sell. I'm gonna teach you more about sales just in a bit, but this is what you have to do. This is the first thing you have to do, right? So you get a program, so 12 weeks. So for example, 12 weeks to learn Spanish at 2,000 euros. Yes, I know, 2,000 euros. It's expensive, but this is what you should do. You should make sure that your program is worth 2,000 euros, all right? And then you have, what do you have in your offer? Well, you can decide. This is the cool thing. You can have 3 sessions a week, 1 session a week, 5 sessions a week. You can have an online program. You can have 1 session every month. You can have 1 session every 2 weeks. You decide, right? You decide. But what you have to understand is that people want results. People don't want just a couple of hours. They want a transformation. Those students, they want to have a transformation of your coaching. This is why they're gonna invest 2,000, 3,000 euros, because they want to solve their problem. So this is why your offer has to solve those problems, all right? Nobody wants 1 hour of, I don't have an example. I'm just thinking. Yeah, nobody wants 1 hour of fitness class. People want a better body. They want to be in shape. They want a six-pack. They don't want 1 hour of fitness class. They don't want 1 hour. I'm talking about the marketing here. Like, you don't want 1 hour of cleaning. You want a clean apartment. You don't want to think about it. This is what you want, right? You don't want 1 hour of cleaning, 1 hour of class. No, you want to speak the language. So this is what you have to sell them. Hey, this is a 12 weeks program. I'm gonna help you solve the problems you told me you have, and we're gonna achieve this goal together. This is sales. You ask them what are their struggles, what are their frustrations, what they want to achieve, and the thing between the frustration and the goal should be your offer, right? This is also why I didn't want to go too much in depth about the offer. It's because you're gonna figure out the offer towards with the sales calls you're gonna have, right? At the very beginning, your offer should be very basic. I see, like so many times, and myself included, I spend so much time on the offer, but yes, it's important, it's very important, but if you have an offer, but you don't have leads and you don't have calls, well, your offer is useless and you don't make money. It's just simple as that. So just get leads, get calls, get a very simple offer, right? Like 12 weeks program, but it has to be expensive. So at least more than 1,000 euros. And it has to be at least, in my opinion, 3-month program, right? Those are the two things that you should include. And when you start, what you can do is to reduce the risk because nobody knows you is like, hey, by the way, at the end of the 12 weeks program, if you don't achieve the results, I keep going for free. Imagine, you can sell anyone. Like nobody's gonna say no to this. Like literally, like, hey, I'm gonna solve your problems. We're gonna achieve this goal together. It's gonna be 12 weeks. It's 2K, 2,000 euros. But if you don't achieve this goal, we keep going together for free. So you have no risk. I take all the risk myself. Let's go. Let's do it. Where do I sign, right? So very basic offer. Don't overcomplicate it. Just make a good, solid warranty where you help them keep going for free in case they don't achieve the results. So in the meantime, you're gonna figure out what's the offer, what do they need, right? And then, yeah, 12 weeks, expensive, that's it. This is how you should do it, right? So back to sales. Now that you have the frustration, you have the goals. Well, this is literally what I'm literally gonna show you exactly how I say it, right? Then I'm like, all right, cool. So he talks about his goals. Okay, so but what is actually, John, what is holding you back to start with me? Well, nothing. Maybe the time, the money, all right, got it, cool. Then I talk about it. If he has nothing, well, cool, we keep going. If he has something, well, talk about it. And then I'll be like, I'll explain to him the program, right? Rough steps. Okay, so first step, it's gonna be a first step. We're gonna talk about the first step. We're gonna have the session here. We're gonna talk about the verbs you need to learn, about the things you need to listen to. I'm gonna give you a podcast here. Then we're gonna work on your memory because you told me that you struggle a lot with the words to remember words. And here it's very important to take notes, because if you took notes of everything, like his frustration and his goals, and you see that he struggles to remember words, then you're gonna say, hey, on the third week, we're gonna make sure that you remember all the words. And then maybe he said, I struggle with the past tense. Oh, and by the way, on the fourth week, we're gonna work on the past tenses together. Oh, and by the way, I really want to make calls and order to the restaurant with my family. And sure, on week 5, we're gonna make sure you order at the restaurant without any problems at all. Boom. Like, you don't need a general Spanish course. He just wants his problems to be solved, right? A dentist, if you have, I know it's ridiculous what I'm gonna say, but if you have pain here, he's not gonna tell you, hey, I'm gonna fix this teeth. Of course not. He's gonna tell you, all right, I'm gonna fix this one. You have pain here. So he's not gonna say, hey, I'm gonna make, no, he's just gonna tell you, all right, I'm gonna sell you this. That's it, right? So if he struggled with vocabulary at the restaurants, he struggled with the past tense, just sell him this. This is sales. And a lot of people are doing this so wrong. And people would be ready to pay more for this because you listen to them. Just sell them what they need. In my example, if I have a language teacher that just wants to build a business, and he's like, you know what, Luke, I just want to travel the world and learn languages, and this is why I want to build this business, right? And it's also because I want to spend more time with my kids and my cousin, because I love my cousin, it's like my brother. All right, cool. So what I'm gonna sell? Well, I'm gonna sell this. Man, if you build this business, you can literally learn languages the whole day, you can travel the world, and the best part is that you can literally spend time with your kid and your cousin. Let's do it. I'm gonna help you to do this. And in order to do this, here's the offer. So what I have to offer to you is a 12 weeks program where we're gonna do exactly this. I'm gonna help you to achieve this, right? I'm gonna help you to achieve this, right? So it would look like this. In that case, John, yes, I understand that you want to do this and this and this and this and this, right? Goals, 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 goals. And to achieve those goals, here's what I have to offer, right? It makes sense. It's a good bridge, right? And in order to achieve this, here's what I have to offer. And here we go. You pitch the offer. So my offer, well, obviously not like this, but you get the idea, is a 12 weeks program where we're gonna go through all of this, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, or just 5, so you give 3 steps, 5 steps, whatever. And then here's the price. You pitch, all right? And then you pitch, all right? And you can also, yeah, I forgot to say this, but in the pitch, you can also be like, this is what I usually do, and what I did with my team as well, is that we have 3 pillars. It's very good, like the number 3, people love it. So you'd be like, hey, if you want to achieve this and this and this and this and this, my program, my offer has 3 pillars. The first pillar is this, the second pillar is this, the third pillar is this, and the best thing is that if you don't achieve those goals, we keep going for free, right? This is something you could do, right? And the price is, or the investment, sorry, very important. Do not say the price, the investment. So people feel they invest in something and it's not an expense, right? And the investment is 2,000 euros. Boom, let's do it. And then you don't talk. You do not talk, right? You let them talk. I'm gonna do a video about objections because people might say no. I'm gonna think about it. I'm not sure if it's the right thing for me. I need to talk to my wife. I'll let you know tomorrow. I don't have the money right now, and so on and so forth. I'm gonna make a specific video just about this so that you can learn about it. But let's imagine they say yes, all right, just for the sake of the video. They say yes, right? And just by the way to mention, but if you think that everybody's gonna say yes, it's not. A lot of people say no, but a no doesn't mean it's a no. I know it sounds crazy, but I've literally had people, I know it sounds crazy, but when you trust in your program, you want to help as many people as possible. And if someone says no, you don't take it for a no. You just keep going. You know you can help them. With my team, we have this metaphor with cancer. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. In my opinion, my product is like the cure to cancer. Let me explain. Imagine you have your cure to cancer. Imagine your, I'm gonna be very, let's take your I don't know, your cousin. All right, let's take your cousin. Your cousin has cancer. You have the cure to cancer, right? And you're like, hey, John, I have the cure to cancer. Please take it. And he's like, no, I don't want your cure. And you know it worked for 100 people before. It worked on you because you also had cancer. It worked. You got cured within weeks, right? It worked. It worked on you and on 100 people before. You saw it. You lived it. What are you going to tell your cousin when he says no? You're going to say, oh, all right, bro, don't worry. Just keep going. Die. No. You're going to force him to take it. Literally. Say, obviously, with nice words. This is why I'm going to make a special video about objection handling. But literally, like if my cousin has cancer and I have the cure to it and I know it worked on 100 people, on hundreds of people before, and on me, I'm literally going to fly to his, because I live abroad, so I'm going to fly to his country where he lives. I'm going to go to his place. I'm going to knock on the door and force him to take this pill or whatsoever. Even if he says no, because I know it works. And I want to help him. So this is what you have to do. This is very important, very key. Trust in your abilities. Guys, when I started my first students, I didn't know how to teach. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I remember it was 4:30 p.m. It was on a Wednesday after university. I was sitting on the bathroom thinking like, Luke, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this? But I knew that I was going to help him. I didn't know how, but I just did what I told you. I literally chose my niche. It was a French entrepreneur. I sent him DMs. Thomas, you saw it, 2020. Sent him DMs. We got it. We jumped on a call. Maybe we're going to show the conversation. It's in French though, as you can imagine. But maybe we're going to show the conversation we had together because he didn't book a call straight away. I had to follow up. Booked a call. Told him I could help him. And we kept going. And then why I didn't talk about the offer before? Because what happens is that when you sell, then you're in a sort of emergency to be like, all right, I need to help this dude. So God, I spoke so much, guys. I'm so tired. I don't know for how much time we've been recording this video, but then you are gonna be like, all right, how can I help this guy? So you're gonna learn everything about how we can help this guy. This is what comes after. This is why sales comes before. Because you can still tell him, hey, Thomas, cool. Let's say you sell on the 19th of January. You can still tell him, hey, I open classes. Classes start in March. So you have 10 days to move your ass and to go there and learn about how to teach him. You have 10 days. And this is the best thing ever you can do because now you need to help him. You cannot say, hey, sorry, man, I cannot help you. Worst case, like the worst case, you give him a refund, right? But it's gonna move your ass to do it because what if you just create your offer, you're like, all right, this is my program, you learn about, you're gonna waste so much time. You don't have clients. You need to have students. You need to have clients. This is the most important thing. Right? And you get good at sales, you get rejected, you get no's. This is how you learn, how you grow. I have so much experience right now because as I told you, I just wanted to tell a quick story here. I literally, guys, it's no jokes. I remember one guy, his name was Arnaud. Arnaud, very common French name, by the way. And he told me no. We had a first call, we scheduled a second call, and he didn't show up on the call. It was like it wasn't a Google Meet. It was like I called him, didn't answer. Called him twice. I think maybe the second or third call he answered. Remember, cure to cancer, right? You can help them. You can help them. So if they say no, you need to help them. You're trusting your abilities. Guys, I didn't know what to teach, how to teach. It was Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. I didn't care. I was going to do it, and I gave my absolute best. And Thomas loved it. It was a 3-hour call, the first call. And I just gave everything and he loved it. And then it gave me data to become better. It gave me data to become better. And after classes, I became better and I became very good. And then a lot of people work with me. And then people started to refer me. And then because of this, I could hire people. And now I can literally teach you how to do it. It's crazy just because of this decision, right? So back to this order thing, just to tell you that no is not an answer. If someone says no, it's not an answer, especially in sales. He literally told me on the phone, no jokes. He told me on the phone, hey, Luke, sorry, I didn't show up because I joined another program I don't remember the program. And he said, it's less expensive than your program, and I just signed the contract. It's like, all right, cool, awesome, man. Glad to hear. And are you happy? Or I don't remember exactly what I said. And then said, yeah, sure. And then I tried to, kind of see if I could do something because I don't take a no for granted. And he said literally those words. I remember. I was on the couch in my apartment in Malta. He said in French, I'm going to translate it in English. Please don't force. It's useless. I joined the program. So please stop. This sentence. Now, I'm going to tell the end of the story later. What would 99% of the people do? Oh, sure, man. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to sound like this. Good luck, man. Good luck. And see you. This is an answer of someone who doesn't trust his product. Now, again, you don't have to be salesy aggressive whatsoever. It's not my point. But my point is, if you trust in your abilities, in your product, you should not take this as a no. So what I did is that I don't remember exactly the conversation, but then Arnaud, I told him, all right, man, so because it was on WhatsApp. And I knew that on WhatsApp, it was very difficult, so I told him to go on Google Meet. So we went on Google Meet. I was able to say, hey, man, don't worry. I just want to show you something. I just want to show you something. I can guarantee it's going to help you. Don't worry. Don't worry. You don't need to pay. You don't need to do whatsoever. I'm just going to show you something, right? We go on Google Meet. He accepted. Thank God he accepted. So here I got my first yes. We went on Google Meet, and then I went back to okay, man, what are your goals? Why you want to do it? And then what I did is that I compared both programs with him. I was like, all right, let's take those two programs, right? Let's take those two programs. Tell me exactly what's in this program. I shared my screen. All right, there's this. And then in this program, and I based this on criteria. This is a sales technique, let's say. So you're like, all right, for this comparison, we're going to take 3 criteria, right? Do you agree? And he basically chooses the criteria. So he's going to be like, I'm going to say, okay, practice, fast results, criteria that are beneficial for me, right? So practice, price, I'm going to choose, no, I think I didn't choose price on purpose because I was more expensive. And I think I chose practice, results, and what else did I do? I also did, this is where I got him, the follow-up, how do you say the follow-up in English? I think the follow-up, the coaching program, right? And we compared it together. I said, all right, so tell me everything you have in this program. I was not like, my program is the best. No, I was just open to it. So he said, all right, I have this and this and this. And I remember he said, I just have 2 sessions a month. And this is where I knew I was going to get him. I was like, all right, cool, awesome. I was like, yes, let's go. So, okay, this is the price. And then I took my program. So, all right, do you think we're going to get fast results? How many sessions? Oh, here, we don't have 2 sessions a month. You have 3 sessions a week. And I didn't say nothing at that point. Like, all right, cool. So, man, what do you think, in your honest opinion, what is the best program now that you have everything in front of you? I said, yeah, you're right, Luke, the second. And what he did, he literally called the other company to say that he was going to resign the contract, and he paid, I think it was in installments though. He paid in installments, but he paid me on the call. He said, all right, let's do it, let's join. He paid on the call, and he was so happy. And the nicest thing here is, I don't want to brag about what I did, but for me, it was very awesome. Imagine someone tells you, no, don't do it, and then you're able to sell them. Well, the most amazing thing is that he told me thank you. He was like, thank you, man, you pushed me. Thank you for pushing me. Can you imagine? A lot of people are like, I don't want to sound pushy. I didn't push him. I just made him realize this is what you have to do. I didn't push him. I didn't make the decision. I didn't force him to take it. He realized that he was wrong and that my program was better. But all because I knew I was going to help him, right? So this is sales, guys. All right, this is sales. You're going to get no's, you're going to get guesses. But if you have to understand the basics of sales is listen a lot, ask a lot of questions, note everything, write down everything on a paper. Maybe once I'm going to do a role play to show you exactly how it looks. You have all the frustrations, you have all the goals, and then what's the gap between this and this? Well, you tell him, hey, if you want to keep going with those frustrations, don't join me, basically, so to speak. This is what you have to understand. And if you want to achieve those goals, this is how I can help you, right? So we can get rid of this, and you get this. And to achieve this, you need to pay me this. This is like as simple as this, right? You solve problems. You're not a general teacher. You solve problems, all right? Now, because I almost have no voice anymore. We still have 2 topics to talk about. So, the next one is coaching, right? Now, you got your niche. You help German expats in Spain or South America. You were able to contact them through ads or DMs or referrals. You know how to sell, right? So you know how to sell. You are able to, know more about what they struggle with, their frustration, their goals. You pitch them an offer. Now, what do you need to do, in your opinion? Think about it. You need to learn how to coach, how to deliver results. Why? Because the thing you can do if you want to sell now is to say, hey, my program starts, like once you close them, once you sell, you say, hey, it's going to start in 14 days. So you get the emergency to learn how to coach in 14 days. You can definitely do that. If you work hard, you can definitely do that, right? At least know the basics. There is I don't know if that's a rule or I saw this somewhere, but you can, with 20 hours of anything, you can be above 80% of people. Like, let me give you an example. If I learn how to play guitar, we're like 100 people, right? Like, let's say 100 people here. Nobody has ever played guitar in their entire life. And I'm gonna spend 20 hours learning guitar. I'm gonna be better than 99% of them. This is crazy. If you learn how to speak, like if you learn Russian or Hungarian or Polish or Arabic or German or French for 20 hours straight, non-stop, trust me, you're gonna be better at 99% of people who have never learned French. This is by just doing 20 hours. So you can definitely learn the basics of helping him within 24 hours. And just be okay with it. Just tell him like, hey man, I'm just starting this out. So it's maybe not gonna be, I'm not the school that has all the resources, but I'm gonna give you everything. This is what I did with my first students. They knew I was starting and they loved it. And I was just like, man, I'm gonna be with you. You have an advantage, you have an unfair advantage. You are there for them every single day. And this is what you also have to sell when you start. This is very important. You are there every single day, all right? So now coaching. So maybe, and this is a good thing because if you're a language teacher or language coach already, you know how to coach, you know how to deliver results. And this is what you have to do. So in that case, you just learn. So you either buy a course on how to become a coach. Well, obviously, in my program, I have a lot of things like this because I teach exactly what to do, when to do it, how many calls you should have, what you do in this call, in the welcome call, in the introduction call, how through the program, what do you do, and so on and so forth. But what you should do here is that what I did is that I took mentorships, right? I took mentorships with, maybe you know him, Luca Lampariello. He's a hyper polyglot. I took all the courses possible with a pronunciation coach. I took courses of Ikena, a very famous influencer in languages. I took like all the possible courses that I could to just become better at my craft. I also took like mindset coaching, to make sure I could help my clients with this. Like everything that we're struggling with, I was like learning, like, okay, how can I teach them, right? And that was just like, the cool thing about languages is that you can also like just practice with them and they're gonna learn, right? All right, by the way, I just wanted to show you because while I was recording this video, this is crazy, but I don't want to brag about this. I don't like to do this, but I think it's maybe valuable and it can inspire you. So I'm recording this video. It's Monday, 19th of January, right? It's 1:54. And as you can see here, we're gonna blur the rest. But I literally, while I record this video, because I have a sales team now, I'm gonna teach, this is the perfect transition for step 5, is hiring, right? Because you need people, you need team, right? You cannot do everything. And I literally just made a 2.5K sale. Well, while recording this video, someone of my sales team just made a sale. This is crazy. Like, I'm literally recording this video and I'm making money right now, 2,500 euros. This is dope. This is cool, right? So back to the coaching point, right? So to the coaching point, what I said is you have to learn how to coach. So you can take so many courses and maybe you know it already. You just practice with them and that's it. You just, again, I wish I knew this before, but just take students, take clients, take students. This is how you're gonna learn how to coach. The more students you get, the better you get. That's it. Like if you spend, like, who do you think is gonna learn better about like coaching? The guy who studies coaching for 3 years that doesn't have any students, or the guy that studies a bit of coaching, like literally like way less than the first guy, but has 5 students a week? Well, obviously the guy that has 5 students a week, because you have data. Like, all right, he didn't like this, he liked this. You get feedback. How was it? You ask them, hey, would you like to do more of this or this? You ask them. We send polls in my community to my students on email, polls. Hey guys, what do you need? Do you have any suggestions? What do you think about this, about this, about this, about this, right? So this is what you have to do. So this is the 4th point. And again, now I'm gonna talk about hiring, right? And again, I told you this is dope about hiring because literally, also yesterday we made a sale at midnight and 13 minutes. I was sleeping. Can you imagine? I'm sleeping, I'm making money. Why? Because I'm hiring, right? So a lot of people make this mistake. They want to do everything themselves. This is cool, this is dope, but don't do it, right? It's cool when you start, and once you reach a certain point, you're gonna be capped, right? I did this. I remember I was teaching from 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. I was taking classes. I remember one client, his name was Mathieu. His name is still Mathieu, by the way. I was eating and the guy told me, hey man, I can hear you doing something else. I can hear you eating. And I was like, I started to justify myself. And he was like, yeah man, but I don't care. And he was, actually, I saw him like literally 3 weeks ago in Dubai. It was awesome. We really kept contact. We're really cool now. But I remember he was very, how do you say, direct, very frank, you know? And he told me, man, I don't care, to be honest. I'm a client. And he was right. He didn't say it in a mean way. He was like, just man, like, hey man, like, to be honest, I'm a client. I don't care. I just want the best. I paid. But I was eating on calls because I didn't have time. I just wanted to get as many students as possible. And I was just gonna burn out because I was gonna like, I think I even did like 20 minutes calls. I was just like getting 20 minutes calls of students. I was practicing. I thought that if my program, my offer would be 20 minutes calls, I could get more students. So I was just like telling my students, and when I was selling them, I was like, hey, it's 20 minutes every day from Monday to Friday. So I think I was getting 3, how many? So if 3 is 1 hour, yeah, I think I was getting like literally 3 times 8, which is 24. Yeah, I think I was getting like between 24 and 30 students a day. A day. It was crazy. And then obviously I was like, I think it was in November, December. And in January I was like, man, I need to stop this. Like, I'm gonna burn out. I don't enjoy teaching anymore. I needed to, and guys, imagine, I still needed to do my accounting. I still needed to post content. I needed to send DMs. I needed to sell. I needed to deal with with everything. And I was just gonna burn out. I didn't enjoy life. I couldn't do anything. My girlfriend was coming back from work and I couldn't spend time with her. I was like, no, sorry, I have calls. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, right? So you have to become good at hiring, right? Now, don't make the same mistake I made. Don't hire random people, and don't hire just because you, like me, you're gonna burn out, right? It's not the good thing to do. You need to hire when you need it, right? You need to hire when you need it. Don't just hire because it's cool. Don't just hire because you want a video editor or because you don't want to do something. No, you have to hire strategic. God, I don't know how to pronounce this word. Strategically. Whoa, God, I don't have it. God, I don't have it. Whatever. I'm gonna skip this word, guys. Strategically. Strategically. Whatever. I don't have this word. Please teach me this word in the comments, guys. Please. I would love it. So, in my case, the best hire I made was a salesman, right? A salesman and also a coach. But I just wanted to show you and explain you how I actually do my hiring process. Well, how I do it is very simple. We usually run ads, right? Now because I have the budget, so I'm able to run ads. Usually I run ads, right, on LinkedIn or Meta. Now it's more LinkedIn. So we run ads and we just basically, say, hey, if you are a language coach and you speak, so basically I have criterias, right? I have criterias, requirements. Hey, if you are this and you do this, and this sounds like you, and you want to benefit from this and this and this and this, please apply. It's funny because it's the exact same process as we use for students, right? You basically talk to them, you send them a message, right? Like you can literally do this as well. That's how I got my first coach, by the way. You send them a message, like you choose your niche, you send them messages or you run ads, then you basically book a call with them and then you sell them the opportunity to become a coach and then you coach them. It's like the exact same thing. It's the exact same model. This is why it's so dope. So then what I do is I usually, so before I was doing them myself, now I have a team doing it, but I would jump on a call, right? Ask them some questions, qualify them, and then if it makes sense, then in that case, I'm not gonna pitch right away because I want to have a lot of volume. This is what you have to do. You have to have a lot of volume to go there. And once you get enough volume, you have maybe, let's say 100 people, then you choose, right? And now, today, this is how we do it. So basically we have 2 interviews, right? So the first interview is going to be an interview where we qualified it. We just want to make sure if they're qualified. So we usually do a role play in sales and a role play in coaching. So we just qualify. Okay, he's good, right? Because the problem is, let's say you want to hire a coach, right? And the guy is, or let's take football for example. Well, the first filter, if you want to have a football player in your team, if the guy is good at basketball, then it doesn't make sense. He can have the culture, he can be willing to work for you, but it doesn't make sense. He's good at basketball, not football. He's like very tall, whatever, you get the idea. So the first filter is, is he qualified, does he match the criteria that you have, right? Then, after this first call, what we usually do is that we have the first filter, so usually 20 to up to 30% drop. And we have a second call with my head of coach or my head of sales. And the head of coaching would literally do some culture questions. And also, he will do a second role play. This is more technical, but what we do is that on the first call, we do a role play. And then we ask them to implement the feedback, right? And we don't tell them, but we tell them, hey, you're going to do a role play. No, we actually don't tell them. But we give them feedback on the role play. So let's say we do a sales role play, right? And we'll be like, hey man, by the way here, do not say the word price, say investment. And on the second call, we check if they say investment instead of price. Why is this important? Because the only thing you want from someone in your team is someone that is able to implement feedback. Because everybody can change if they implement feedback. So if you give them feedback and they don't implement it, it's not good. They're not growing. You're not growing as well. It's not good for you. So we check this. If they implement the feedback, good, we move forward. Then we move forward. So the first criteria is, are they qualified to do the job that you want them to do? The second is, do they implement the feedback? And then you basically ask cultural questions like, hey, why do you want to join this company? Why this one, right? How do you see yourself in 5 years working with us? Why would you like to accomplish here? What would you like to accomplish here? Why here? Like basically you challenge the vision of the company if they really want to do it with you, right? And then you basically hire them, right? That's basically pretty simple. On my side, what I highly suggest is a filmmaker for me was something I didn't do before. And this is something I will definitely do. Filmmaker, a couple of hires you can do when you start. Filmmaker, so that you can shoot a lot of content like I'm doing right now. I don't have to think about anything else, just like preparing and shooting my content because my amazing filmmaker is, well, now he's resting, but anyway, this helps me a lot, right? And yeah, coach and sales, right? Coach, sales. At least in languages, this is what you have to do, right? This is what I would recommend. Yeah, I don't have any other. Yeah, I think this is what you have to do. Like filmmaker, so you can shoot a lot of content, like behind the scenes and so on and so forth. And yeah, the rest you can still manage yourself. But like, if you have a filmmaker that shoots content, and you have one coach and one sales guy that sells for you, then you have all the time to shoot more content, to bring more students, right? And then you can also have a media buyer that runs you ads. This is also a very good hire. Highly recommend it when you have the cash, but I'm not going to talk about it because you still need to. Usually, a media buyer, I pay my media buyer 2,000 euros a month, which sounds maybe a lot. Maybe for some people, it's not a lot. When I started, for me, it was a lot. Now it's like nothing. It's like I would happily pay him more because it helps me so much. Like he runs all the advertising campaigns. If we have a bug, I don't have to think about it because I'm not really a technical guy. I'm not really, like, if I have a tech problem, I'm not really into this. So he solves it without even me knowing it that we had a problem. So this is very cool. So I highly recommend this hire as well. And this is how you should hire. But first thing is like, hey, reverse engineer. This is what I usually do. Like I reverse engineer what I need. Like, hey, we're gonna have so many students. We need so many coaches. So we need to hire 2 coaches and so on and so forth. So this is how you build a profitable business. Like literally, you choose a niche. Then you get leads, then you sell to those leads with an offer that's basically solves their problems. Then you coach them, right? You coach them. And when you have too many students, you hire coaches and salespeople, and you just spend your time shooting content and bringing more students. Or if you love to teach, you can hire people to just, like, basically you have 3 pillars. In language coaching, you have 3 pillars. Those are the most important ones. First is acquisition. So you get students, right? This is the first pillar. How to get students. Then the second pillar is how to sell to those students. And the third pillar is how to coach those students, right? So in my company, I have someone that is responsible for those 3 pillars. And then you choose the one you love the most, or the one you think you have the best edge. In my case, I used to love it. I don't like to be on calls, right? So I'm responsible of the first one, is like how to get students. So I'm usually into marketing, advertising. So just think about it. When you have too many students, do you want to keep going with coaching, which is totally okay. I did it for a lot of time. I was like more like the kind of like CEO, like within the program, still coaching because I loved it. But then it can change. Like it depends on you. Like do you just want to coach, and then you have people taking care of your whole marketing. You don't even look at it. You know that students are coming in. You know the numbers. You just focus on coaching. You just focus on what you love. Or you are just focused on selling because you love selling. You're there with the sales team every day. I'm telling you this because I did all of them. Like I've tried all of them. I've been like there with my coaching team every single day. Like, hey guys, we're gonna get results. Let's coach. I'm gonna show you how I coach. let's do this, let's try to improve this and this and this and this and this. I've been with the sales team every single day. Like the sales team, you have to be with them a bit more, because the thing with sales is that it's let's say, I'm not gonna say it's more hard, but you get no's and you get people not showing up to the call. They need to perform. If they don't sell, then they're gonna overthink. A coach is like, I wouldn't say it's more relaxed, but they don't have to perform as much as salespeople. Like you need to sell, you need to make money. Coaching, like if tomorrow you have a bad session, we're not gonna, if like for 2 days you're a bit sick, you have bad session with your students, it's okay. But in sales, if you don't feel good and if you don't sell, then unfortunately, and it's awful to say it like this, but we'd have to get rid of you, right? Because we need to make money, right? As crazy as it sounds, but it's true, it's business, right? It's not a charity program or whatsoever. And you have to do it. So on my side, I've tried it all, and what I like the most, and what I think, it's not per se what I like the most, but what I think I have the most value is in the marketing and in the acquisition. So this is what I usually do now on a daily basis. I'm just focused on this, and I have a head of sales that is managing the whole sales team, and I have a head coach that is managing the whole coaching team, right? And that's it. Like, just think about what you love, what you don't, and what you need, right? Don't just hire someone because you don't love to coach, or because otherwise you won't be a language coach, or because you don't like to do XYZ. But try it, yeah. As I would say, as any way you can still go backwards, so it's fine. So yeah, choose a niche, get leads, sell, coach them. And when you have too many students, you need to hire people, otherwise you will burn out. I guarantee, like even if you love coaching from 7:30 to 8 p.m., you will burn out. It's too much and you cannot do anything else. So you have to hire at some point. You're gonna have bad hires, good hires. Again, how do you get good at hiring? Well, by hiring, like by going on those calls, doing bad hires. I hired, I wouldn't say bad people, but they were not a good fits. And all right, cool. I know why. I knew why, because they didn't adhere to the culture. They didn't really fit. We didn't get along to each other. I know there's also this thing about the 4 types of personality. Well, you know that you will not get along with someone who's this color, and so on and so forth. If you're a bit more red, more green, more yellow, you know that in sales, usually they're more red because they need to sell, but a coach doesn't have per se to be red, and so on and so forth. So you learn more about this, and this is very dope. So yeah, that's it, guys. I think it was an awesome video. And yeah, I mean, just follow those steps. And if you want my help, the link is in the description. We'll just put a link in the description so that you can also learn more about it if you want me to help you. So yeah, that's it. And I see you in the next one. Bye-bye.